20-year-old yesterday took over the last quarter of the Anzac Day match. And
are we talking Anzac Day, are we?
We're talking about Anzac Day right now. Nick Daicos is his name. He's known to everyone. Everyone is now in on the Nick Daicos secret.
Elliott flicks it. Daicos has got another one. Nick Daicos of all people. No. He can do no wrong, this kid. He's a star. The star of the show again. You just can't stop the man.
There is no player in the competition, maybe in the history of the game, playing above their contract more than Nick Daicos right now.
He makes the game look simple, and that's what all the guns do. Like Chris Judd, we talk about. Joel Selwood jumped into his career really early.
Numbers like that.
No.
And I challenge you to find someone in the modern era who has played a better first 31 games than Nick Daicos.
I can't remember a player having such an instant impact.
What's he got? 15 votes in the Brownlow now?
He'll make that a one-horse race on Brownlow night. And I don't know where the roof is on what he's going to produce.
I did see Daicos get 41, right?
I don't need to spend too much time on Nick other than the fact that he got us bad today.
He just looks like a generational player.
He's the whole package.
He's the whole package. There's just nothing that you can see there. I can't recall naming anyone like this. Yeah, probably his father. So, yeah, we're trying to liken him to somebody. And I was asked, so who can you liken him to? And I said, probably his father.
Number 35.
35,
He was pretty good.
But no one within the last probably 20, 30 years. And we all know when you watch him for 2 hours, you know the skill and you know the decision-making. But you speak to people around Collingwood, he's the best runner. So you wonder, how can we stop this guy? But he's the best runner in terms of time trials in his second year, and he's the loudest. So they say he demands the football more so than anybody else. And I think that his teammates around him really look after him and play to his strengths as well. So I think the competition needs to come together as 17 other clubs and try and work out how to limit this guy.
No, he's paying for everyone's wages going forward. The TV rights go through the roof. Let's roll some tape. This is for me. Sorry, guys, an executive decision on this one. We've got some vision here of the Moore and Daicos families. Can we roll this, guys? Have a look at this. So there's Peter Moore. Does that look familiar? Number 30, with the hands up in the air.
Just a couple of Brownlows at a couple of clubs there.
There he is, yeah, but only one that counts. And look at this. And there's Darcy yesterday. I mean, he just covered our game in glory yesterday with his speech. He could have, he could have given that speech in Indonesian. He speaks fluent Indonesian. And then this was the goal that won the premiership for Collingwood in 1990. 17 minutes into the first quarter, nervous Collingwood, and Peter Daicos goes bang and puts it from the boundary line. And yesterday, the one that sealed the deal, number 35, Daicos again. And by the way, Josh Daicos playing fantastic football too. Shouldn't be forgotten. Can I just say this? Can I ask you guys? I as a Collingwood supporter yesterday, and obviously somebody who's watched the club very closely forever, I thought Craig McRae's last 2 weeks has set him up as the coach that we all hoped that he would be and that he is. And I looked at three-quarter time down the list and I saw we're 5 goals down and the Bombers are on the run. The Bombers crowd are up at three-quarter time. They're playing good footy. And I look down and I go, Rusco, Markov, Frampton, Kruger, Kelly. Oh, there's a lot there that, And what they did is they just played the role. They played like Collingwood players that Craig McRae wanted to do. The system stood up. You could throw in Johnson and Ginnivan and Hill, who hadn't had much of the ball at that stage, even Myercheck, and they just got it done. And it's the coaching and the entire panel. It's just sensational.
Yeah. Do you trust Essendon on what you've seen to this point?
I think, the 4-2 Damo, and they beat Melbourne last week convincingly, and then had Collingwood on the ropes at three-quarter time. So I think it's been the best 6-week patch I can remember in a fair while. And now the Bombers take on Geelong. So I think defensively, Jimmy and I are going to go through this in the Medallion Club, but defensively they're as well set up as they've been, and I think the fans feel as good about the club as they have in a long, long time.
I think the Bombers and Tigers fans should be, relatively happy with where they were in the last 2 days, and of course Melbourne and Collingwood are delighted.